Even though it's late in the growing season, there's a lot of summer annuals in here that still just don't want to quit. So today, I'm going to go through, give you some tips on growing tomatoes and choosing them, and show you a late season monster we got in here. Let's go. Tomatoes are my favorite annuals to grow for a number of reasons. I love the way they taste, and there's so many different varieties, hundreds, even thousands, so there's so many options to choose from, and I live in New Jersey. If you've ever had a tomato from New Jersey, you know what I mean. With so many different varieties, it's tough to pick just a few, but don't let this overwhelm you. This should be a lot of fun. Picking varieties of tomatoes and when I'm gonna grow in the winter is one of my favorite things to do at that time of year. And there's early ripening tomatoes, which you'll harvest in about 68 days. And there's main season ones, which you'll harvest in about 80 days. So make sure you plant some of both. This way you're getting some early harvest and also harvest late, all the way up to winter like I'm getting here. Another important thing to note for tomatoes is that they are determinate and indeterminate tomatoes. Determinate tomatoes will put out one fruit throughout the year. For each main stem or each sucker, you'll get about 3 clusters of flowers. And after they flower, they'll stop growing. They'll produce that fruit and then they're done for the year. This is ideal for canning or even something like making ketchup. On the other hand, we've got indeterminate tomatoes. These are most common. Indeterminate tomatoes will fruit all year. They'll continue to grow and produce fruit and flowers up until the frost or until they die from some kind of disease or something. The monster tomato that I've got in here, it's an indeterminate one. I'm so excited to show you to you. Let me bring you over and just show you it. It's a beast. And here she is. What a beauty. This is a Goldie tomato, the variety. Definitely the biggest tomato of the year. I came out here recently and saw it as it was greening up and stuff. And once I saw it, I was like, I got so excited, and I'm happy it got to finish off and stuff. This tomato was introduced commercially about 1977, but they say they can date it back to about 150 years old. And it's an indeterminate tomato, that's why it's producing so late into the season. And it's also open pollinated. So what does that mean? Open pollinated means if I save seed from this tomato next year and I plant those seeds, I'm gonna get the same Goldie tomatoes again next year. Sometimes you'll hear, and it's often referred to as breeding true to the parents. The open pollinated one, great for saving seeds. But the opposite of this would be a hybrid tomato. Let me show you one of those, and you don't want to save seeds from a hybrid tomato. One thing to note, if you're going to be saving your own seeds though, is if there's another variety locally that's also open pollinated, there can be a chance that they get cross pollinated, which would create a hybrid in the future, and I'll talk to you more about that. First, I'm going to cut this one off and give you guys a closer look. Yeah, look at the size of this thing. Oh man, nice and ripe, that deep orange color. Now I'm going to cut it open, show you guys what it looks like on the inside, then I'll weigh it. Let me grab a cutting board. All right, there we go. Now let me cut it open. As you can see, this thing is just beautiful. Nice and perfectly ripe. Perfect for a sandwich. Can't get much better than this. What I've got here is the opposite of an open pollinated. This is a hybrid tomato. The variety is Chef Choice Orange. Produced a lot of fruit for us this year, and a great one. I grow a number of hybrids, and there's nothing wrong with a hybrid tomato. It's not a GMO or anything, don't get confused. All a hybrid is a tomato basically when you take one heirloom and another heirloom and cross-pollinate them together, and they'll result in what we call a hybrid tomato. And it's a hybrid because it's a little bit of both of them. Makes sense. One really important thing to note though is you don't want to save seeds from the hybrid tomato. If you do save seeds and plant them, they're not going to grow true to what the parent was. So here's the last tomato we're going to look at. This one is an heirloom. It's a soldaki tomato. So delicious. My favorite sandwich tomato that there is. Big, meaty, reliable, pretty disease resistant. Just a very good tomato all around. This one's an heirloom. This one's open pollinated, which means you could save seeds from it. And it's indeterminate, which means it's going to produce all the way up to the frost. So knowing your information about your tomatoes, what kinds and how long they're going to fruit for and things like that, that's the kind of information that can take your harvest to the next level. And I didn't do anything special for these tomatoes. You can see the size of them, the health of them, and they're just grown in wood chips. This is from building soil after years and years with patience and letting the worms and the funguses do all the work. Your soil will get better in a short amount of time though. You won't have to wait years. you could be eating this kind of food, getting these harvests real soon. I want to encourage you guys to get online, do a little research, and find some tomatoes that you've never grown before. Next year, try something completely different. Pick something that's going to get you excited, something that's going to get you motivated to get planting. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, share it with your friends. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. See you in the next one.